Was your mom afraid of him?
I would say yes. Absolutely.
Corey had left Ken after she learned he was a bigamist who never divorced his previous wife.
So therefore, illegally, Corey was not married to him.
And she'd found a new man.
And they were talking about getting married.
But Ken reportedly wanted her back, and Corey claims he was stalking her.
She felt he was coming into the house when she wasn't home.
She had called the police several times because he perpetually drove by.
Stuff would be moved around in the garage.
Corey's worst fears were confirmed when she discovered Ken had attached a GPS device to the underbody of her car.
He allegedly was tracking her movements.
It was scary to know that he knew every place she was, when and where. It was very scary.
Corey reported Ken to the police and was granted an order of protection.
He was arrested for that, and about 2 weeks later, he was arrested again for violating the court order that was issued after the first arrest.
Then, as the formal dissolution of their marriage approached, Corey would suddenly vanish.
You believe there was foul play?
I do not believe she left willingly.
Corey was reported missing when she failed to pick up daughter Shannon and son Zach after school.
It appears that that would have been out of character for her to miss something with her children.
Everyone's telling us that she's gonna be there and everything's gonna be all right, but in my mind, I'm just, something's not right.
I cried the whole way home because I knew that she was gone. I knew.
Shannon called friends and family, but nobody had seen or heard from Corey.
It was so strange because all day I had such a weird feeling.
And Corey's mom, Vicky, says she's still haunted by something her daughter had told her just days earlier.
She had said, if something happens to me, we take Zach.
Police say the last person known to have seen Corey was her boyfriend, when she dropped off some lunch for him at the car dealership where he worked.
He was as alarmed as anybody else. He was very forthcoming in what time they spoke, so he provided us with a lot of information.
Police say Corey told her boyfriend she was going home.
We believe she reached her house because some items that she had at work were found at her house.
Then, 2 days later, Corey's van was found abandoned in a secluded wooded area about a mile from her home. And more alarms go off.
There was no indication that she decided to just up and leave, and if she did, she's not going to leave her vehicle a mile away.
Corey's family immediately suspected Ken might have something to do with her disappearance.
I wouldn't put anything past him. Knowing him for that long and seeing his personality and seeing who he truly was as a person, I don't feel like he would stop at anything.
But police could not connect him.
We spoke for a number of hours, and then the next day, he hired an attorney and said any further interviews would have to be done with the attorney.
Have you been able to talk with Mr. Anderson since?
We spoke to him briefly with his attorney, and that was just at the station regarding some property.
That's it?
That's it.
The case would go stone cold for the next 8 years.
We didn't find any clues, there was no leads, there was nothing.
It's hard to move on because you still always have that, well, what if this happened? Or what if this happened? It's always that questioning. It makes it hard.
It took me a few years before I would let anybody sit in Corey's seat at our table.
Then police would uncover some new clues.
We've located some evidence, we secured that, and we sent it to our lab. It's still being processed, and we're hoping for the best.
And just last month, a huge and unexpected break. Ken Anderson would be arrested on charges of kidnapping his sixth wife, whom he'd married after Corey vanished, allegedly taking her from Jamestown, New York to Richmond, Kentucky, raping her, holding her against her will in a hotel room, and then reportedly threatening to kill her if she tried to escape. Now, police are hoping they may uncover new information from Ken about what happened to Corey.
We've been in contact with the authorities in Kentucky, sharing information. So if there are leads developed out of this, we will follow them.
And while police have made no connection between the Kentucky case and Corey's disappearance, news of the arrest has at least given Corey's family hope they may finally learn what became of her.
My heart raced a million miles an hour out of my chest. I think that this is the start to the end. I think that hopefully they're gonna find some linkage to both of the cases.
It could only be good to help my mom's case, to hopefully get closure, to get answers.
I just want to have the closure knowing, is she out there or isn't she? Because as a mom, I'll always hope.
Ken Anderson has pleaded not guilty to all charges. If you know anything about the disappearance of Corey Anderson, you are asked to call the state police at 716-665-3113.